This is the Throttle Out Show presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
Good evening to all you beautiful people who support and watch the Throttle Out Show. My name is Austin K. Tweedy with my partner Harley Johnson. How you doing tonight, darling?
Hi guys. I'm ready. Tonight's Sunday, right?
Yeah. I think it's Sunday anyways. We don't know what day it is.
It's so mixed up now. I don't even
Everything's
know what day
running
it is.
between right now. We've been working on something for a long time now. Honestly, we've been at this for what seems like an eternity. We have a big announcement to make. It's coming soon. Just hold on to the end of the show. I promise we'll get right to it. We need to bring our guy Austin Spence on, but before we do that, I will have y'all know Austin Spence is on vacation. He's in a log cabin out in the middle of nowhere in Michigan up by Lake Superior. His connection's kind of iffy, so we're going to bring him on here. We're going to chat with him. He's going to give us the inside scoop of what's going on in his world. Austin Spence, what's going on, my man? Let's get you on here. Let's get this lag over with.
How's it going, guys?
What an intro.
So I put my microphone in the dryer.
Did you leave it in your
Apparently not
pocket?
supposed to do that. So this, I think I did. So now I have this really tiny microphone to do the show tonight. So yeah. Also, this cabin, this right here is a ceiling. Very small, very claustrophobic for this next week for me.
So your mic has shrunk, and now your cabin has shrunk. I mean, what's going on?
If I could just get my gut to shrink, I would be so much happier.
He's in Oompa Loompa land tonight, y'all.
We just need the music playing in the background while he's doing that.
So, Spence, you know, this the Throttle Out Show, okay? It's kind of came to us in a vision very, very late last year. We didn't actually get started in this till early February of this year. We've honestly grown quickly. We've had support from a lot of good people out there in the monster truck world, both drivers, crew guys, and fans. So, I mean, we've had a lot of support from everybody. We've been working day and night on something very special for y'all. Spence has put in a lot of his just personal time just away from, work, away from even spending time with his family on stuff, Harley and I as well. Y'all will see what we're talking about here in a little bit, but what we do here at the Throttle Out Show is we give y'all the inside scoop of what's going on with monster trucks. There really wasn't a platform for that till we started the Throttle Out Show. We just want to be able to give y'all the inside scoop of what's going on with the crew guys when they're out on the road wrenching on the trucks. What's going through the driver's mind after a race, after they have spent all week preparing for a show, and then they go out and they have engine problems that race, or they go out and they break a wheel off of freestyle, and what that does to a team. We want to give y'all the inside scoop of what's going on, just getting trucks built and what's going on in the off-road industry. I mean, we're trying to merge into more than just monster trucks. We're going to get into mega trucks. We're going to get into off-road stuff. We're getting there. Big announcement coming soon. But Austin, I know you're excited about all this tonight, man. And I know you've been pumped just seeing how far we've come this year.
Oh my gosh, man. I'm not going to lie. My heart was a little sad when I wasn't able to be a part of our Wheels Up Wednesday. You guys had an awesome stream. Obviously, technical difficulties at the end, kind of got the best of you. But that Brandon guy and the American Outlaw diesel monster truck, I saw the video that he posted, I believe, today of him ripping around in the field. Truck looks solid. It looks awesome. Can't wait to see him rip it up. But again, talking about how we came from just an idea kind of in the end of last year to where we are now. Wednesday, I got to actually announce a little bit at my hometown in Jackson, Michigan, which guys, everybody listening, that's like a dream come true. I mean, I've always gone to the Detroit show, but monster trucks at my local county fair have not came around in years, mainly because of the layout of the track. You guys couldn't do anything with what we had there. So they completely renovated the infield. ATR Motorsports was able to build a pretty badass track with what limited resources they had. And Dave Reif kind of coming up to me, it's like, hey, do you want to plug your podcast at your hometown show? And being able to do that, I mean, it's just crossing something off the dream book essentially, and super excited and stoked that I got a chance to do it. And hopefully next year you guys will be able to come up and enjoy the show as well.
Hopefully so, man. And I tell you what, before we get to the big announcement, let's go ahead and let's recap what happened this past weekend. Harley, let's start off with something you know a little bit about what happened out there in Chico, California this past weekend.
A little bit. I know a little bit of what happened. Thanks to a Throttle Out supporter, Lee Plateau. I think I said his last name. Right? Plato. Yeah, okay. Lee Plato. He sent us a bunch of footage from this weekend show in Chico, California. Not only do we have his 13-year-old son driving, a full-size monster truck, but Becky McDonough made her debut back in monster trucks this weekend. Not driving El Toro, but driving Mizz Titan this weekend.
And there it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, it was a little last minute, but she taped together the Mizz part on the Titan.
A true artist, mind you.
Hey, Becky knows a thing or two about throwing some tape up on a truck to get it to hold together. We did it plenty of times first quarter on El Toro Loco. So I know she's got some skill in getting that body looking good for that show this weekend. But it was so refreshing to see her get back behind the wheel of a truck. I know she's been wanting to drive for over a year now. Mm-hmm. Now she's back to driving again. I know they put a lot of work into that truck as well. That truck, I don't want to say necessarily it's an older chassis, but it was a chassis that needed a lot of work done to it. They put the time and the effort in, and there she is posted up next to the truck. There is the world's youngest monster truck driver right there, and Shane Plato. And the footage we've got from him, this guy is going places, Austin.
Dude, I'm just blown away by what this kid is capable of doing at such a young age. I mean, we talked about this when we actually had a chance to sit down and talk with Shane, and we were barely doing anything really of use of ourselves when we were around that age. Like, I was maybe getting my butt kicked in football. I still wasn't all that good. Up until high school, I still wasn't good at football. But just seeing how much he's able to achieve at 13 years old and the goals that he has set and planned for his future in the world of monster trucks. I mean, I'm excited to see what he's capable of doing, man. Possibly a world finals contestant, give it about 5 years, because I believe Monster Jam runs a whole 18-year-old rule. But regardless, kids going places. I just want to know if his old man is going to be able to step up to the plate and actually, win up against his son. But we'll see.
Well, check his son out right here, making a race pass right here against one of Bill Payne's trucks. I believe this was first rounder racing in the first night show. And here he goes, man. He's just going to throttle out, put it to the floor, and win that first round, baby.
Yeah, man. All right.
Oh, there she is.
Her first hit. That was her first hit.
That was her first hit, huh?
That was her first hit.
Hell yeah.
See, we had Mike with a question. Was that Lee's second truck, or is that actually Becky and Donald's truck?
That is actually Lee's second truck. Becky and Donald have been working on that truck, I think, ever since Lee got a hold of it, honestly. They've been putting a lot of time and effort into getting that truck ready for this weekend. Becky's obviously been used to a different piece, different style chassis, so they're doing everything to accommodate what she is used to. And, I mean, from the looks of it, looks like everything was turning out all right. I know Lee said that she literally drove the wheels off the truck. Maybe we'll see that in a little bit. That truck smoking right there. But, I mean, Becky's no stranger to working on trucks, Austin. Oh, wow, she did go up in flames. Whoa, check that out.
And we got Donald on the track now.
Yeah. Now, Tweety, I'm a Ford guy through and through, but I got to say, Donald's C10 Titan, best-looking truck out there on the circuit, hands down.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you either. I'm going to put aside my love for Ford for a little bit. I'm going to admit that's possibly the best damn looking monster truck out there on the circuit right now. All Monster Jam's trucks included, all the Bigfoot trucks. I mean, the colors, they complement each other so damn well. That old C10 body, it's looking good. Is that Bill Payne and Rockstar right there, Austin?
I believe it is.
Gosh, I love that he went with this like rock bouncer look for Rockstar. It's such a unique and killer looking design. And he's able to do so much with that truck, as you can obviously see. I mean, just hands down one of the best equipment Bill Payne has out there, probably on the circuit on the West Coast.
Well, here is Shane getting out there. I don't know if this is a skills competition. Yeah, check him out.
Look at that.
Coming for the youngest driver, says the Warhead Mini monster truck driver. Yes, sir. But what you got to think about right now, Mr. Warhead Mini monster truck, is right now, Shane Plato is not only the world's youngest monster truck driver, he's also the youngest monster truck driver ever to pull off a stoppie. So you got that going up against you now, Warhead. So, Shane, you've heard it first here. Warhead, he's coming for you. He wants that record. He wants that trophy, that title of the youngest monster truck driver, and hopefully he can get out there and bust stoppies just like you are.
Again, man, 13 years old. I'm just blown away. 13 and wheeling a monster truck. I barely knew how to drive a go-kart at 13 years old.
But what an awesome show that ended up being. I know the Chico, California show, that's a very important show to everyone up there with Bill Payne and Straight Up Racing. And I know that weekend went off. I know there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into making this weekend happen. There was a late night there, I believe Friday night, trying to get the trucks ready for the next day's show, but it looked like everything turned out really well. Now, changing gears, we were going to talk about this first, and I forgot about this, but Austin, you kind of picked up on something that happened, I believe, yesterday going on with UNOH, which is the school that you went to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you talk about this for a little bit. Go ahead, Harley. Put that picture up there.
So obviously everybody knows UNOH has a big sponsor deal with Monster Jam. Now, when I went to school, I graduated back in 2016. Monster Jam did not have any kind of sponsorship or affiliation with any kind of tech school whatsoever. Before I even went to UNOH, they used to have a big partnership with UTI. Obviously, that contract kind of ended, and shortly after I joined and went and worked for Monster Jam, UNOH kind of started. So being the official school sponsor of Monster Jam and Monster Jam technicians, this kind of raised a huge red flag because this is obviously not a Monster Jam truck. Obviously, you have your UNOH motorsports team working on a non-Monster Jam truck. This is also a tour that is almost kind of rival to Monster Jam in itself. You can clearly see, plain as day, you have a student wearing a Monster Trucks with a Z hat, and you have, I believe that's a duffel bag or some sort of kind of fire suit with Monster Trucks with a Z on there as well. So being a sponsor, the official sponsor for technicians at Monster Jam, this is kind of a big no-no. I'm not sitting here saying that, if you're going to UNOH, you can only go work for Monster Trucks and Monster Jam. That's not the case whatsoever. I went and worked for Independence for a while before I got the chance to go work for Monster Jam. Again, they didn't have any kind of sponsorship. Now, to everybody that wants to go to UNOH, I applaud you. I did it. I learned a ton. I had very little to no automotive background. Hell, I barely even knew how to change brakes and tires back when I was in high school. And now I could basically change an entire engine, polish cylinder heads, you name it, I can do it. So UNOH is a great school. I'm just saying, as far as the partnership between Monster Jam and UNOH, this is kind of a red flag and kind of a no-no.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward. I know you sent that to me. I was looking at that. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But we also talked about yesterday, Austin, UNOH might not be exclusive to sponsoring Monster Jam. You know what I mean? That might not be a locked-in deal. I mean, if you think about it, Lucas Oil for a long time sponsored Monster Jam, 10 years plus, I think. And we see that they've obviously sponsored other independent teams as well. So could be possible UNOH got their taste of Monster Jam. They loved it. It was worth it for them, and they just want to get in elsewhere. So that's essentially could be the case there. Now,
well, we got a comment from Monster Jam Updates saying the dude on the left is my buddy Tommy. He's only doing that until he gets a spot with Monster Jam, which will be next season. He's doing stuff with Donnie to get his head into the learning process.
And there you go. Get your feet wet with the truck. Spence is acting like it's not a good idea.
He's not with Monster Jam yet. He's just trying to he's just trying to learn more.
I'm just saying there's better tours you could learn a lot more from. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, everyone has the right to their own opinion.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying, hey, if you get some spot at Monster Jam, I mean, more power to you. Now, if you're somebody that's going to UNOH and maybe you don't want to make the full commitment to go to Monster Jam and you want to eventually possibly get a driver's seat, obviously going the independent route is the way to go, because if you're going to UNOH for the possibility to go drive in Monster Jam, I'm sorry, but they're not going to have mechanics move up to the possibility of driving a truck anymore. That's just not how they do things anymore, unfortunately. So if you want to drive and get monster trucks, get your hands dirty, get your CDL, learn more about the trucks, volunteer, get your foot in the door in the independent scene. And if you're serious about it, try and go somewhere full time with, some of these guys that, travel across the country. Teams like you got the Kohler camp, Jimmy Crete and the Pagliarulos. You got all these guys that do this like year round, and they're always going to need help. There's people that get burnt out and like, it's not for me, and they leave. So most of the time there's a lot of positions open, but this isn't an easy industry to get into. So you just got to prepare yourself for that.
Speaking of which, let's not talk about Monster Jam for just a second. Let's talk about what else was happening in the independent world. There was a big badass show out there in Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Gravedigger. But Gravedigger wasn't there this weekend. We had a lot of badass trucks out there lined up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Harley, go ahead and play that clip out there. You're going to start off. You're going to see Nick Pagliarulo take it on John Gordon Bad Company and Racing.
He had a little bit of a wreck, right?
This is
I remember.
So this is the semifinals. Nick goes out. He wipes out right here. The truck didn't take a bad crash, and it's fine. So that was the semifinals. This is the finals round. Same two trucks, same lineup. At the end of this video, Harley, I'll have you pause it. Nick goes out, and he wipes out again. 2 races in a row. Now, what was going on here with this race was you had those 2 trucks met up in the semifinals. Nick, I believe, won that semifinals race. However, Corey Snyder and Toxic could not make it to the final round, so that brought John back as a fast loser. So that's how they met up 2 times in a row. And you obviously saw the Nick Pagliarulo wiped out once again. and
the same exact lane, almost the same exact way.
Yeah. And Drew Nick Pagliarulo fashion, just going all out, winning out, throttle out. And he did just that, trying to win. And you can go ahead and play the rest of the clips there. Okay. This ended up being a really good freestyle track for the trucks. There's a big launch pad right here in the middle. And all these trucks that you see, John Gordon, all these trucks are doing that exact same thing. Watch. I believe this is Bigfoot coming out. And his was a little bit worse. Undershoots it, and almost hits a stoppie there, Darren Schnell. Here comes Kamikaze. He's going to do the exact same thing. Son of a gun. But the man of the hour at this race, I got to tell you, is this guy right here, Darren Schnell, running through a camper with a Bigfoot truck. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of ever with Bigfoot. You got Ryan Wright going over and hooked. This is Corey Snyder and Toxic with the weirdest save I think I've ever seen in the career of monster trucks as a whole. That was super weird. It was a mud show out there. Corey Snyder goes out, actually ends up winning freestyle. It was a big weekend for that camp. I know they've been wrenching hard on that new metal shop truck, getting that thing running right. They had been putting on a good freestyle performance, but that back to school bash is no joke. I'm really surprised that we didn't get to see the typical S-hook, snake course out there. They did straight line drags, which is a perfect track for that as well. But the back to school bash, Austin, is always a good and very huge independent race.
Dude, I think that they were going to do some kind of big track, like another over and under, but it looked like weather was just not on their side. So it was nice that they came up with some kind of really cool, really sick course, in order to kind of keep everything entertaining, because I love straight line monster truck racing, but if you just have just a straight line and one jump, it's kind of boring. So I love that they incorporated a bus stack into the racetrack, but tough luck for little Nick Pagliarulo and just constantly spinning out in a straight line course. But still, it looked like an awesome track.
He wanted to win. So
and he had a big weekend. It was his birthday this past weekend. Happy birthday, Nick Pagliarulo. Hope you had a happy 22. We saw you were definitely busy this past weekend, rolling over twice in one show, but we know you like to drive that truck hard. We have got some chit-chat going on in the comments right now saying that the East Coast monster truck shows are better than the West Coast shows. Ooh, we've got some shots fired on the show right now, Austin.
Well, if it wasn't for the East Coast, y'all wouldn't have monster trucks. So, You guys just got those little desert trucks to play out in the sand with. So you're welcome.
Oh my goodness.
Now, Harley, why don't you go ahead and transition to what happened at Monster Jam this past weekend?
There's a lot that happened at Monster Jam. 3 separate arena shows that happened this weekend, so bear with me. So we had my dad come back and help out the Swanson team this weekend in Wild Card in Sacramento. Unfortunately, he didn't get any wins this weekend, but he was still out there, helping Eric Swanson, who did get a racing win this weekend in Sacramento.
Nice. Good job, Eric.
All right.
And there he is right there. There's your pops doing a badass donut.
So for show 1, we had Brandon Vincent and Gravedigger take a full sweep of the show, taking all the wins. And show 2, Eric Swanson won racing, and then Brandon Vincent took home all the other wins of show 2. And there was a show 3 today. I don't have the results for that just because it came at a later time today.
Now, I think something to point out at that Sacramento show, somebody just let us know right before we hopped on air here that was not Bernard Light driving Alien Invasion.
Yeah, someone even commented Dustin Brown made an appearance at
That's
Sacramento.
right. That's right. The junkyard dog himself, Dustin Brown, finally got the strap back in to an ISP there for the Monster Jam circuit, driving Alien Invasion. What a good guy. What a consistent, just overall driver for Monster Jam. And it's so good to see him back in the seat, Austin.
He needs to stay, get a permanent seat. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of seeing all these new guys just tear shit up. I just want to see some of the old guys come back and show these guys how it's actually done. And Dustin's one of those guys to do it.
So for the third show today, let's see, Brandon won everything but freestyle. Armando took a freestyle win today. I know he been having truck problems all weekend, so that's why we didn't see Armando's name till today.
10-4.
Just kind of raises the question, what exactly did happen to Bernard Light to where Dustin had to step in? Did he get hurt? Did something happen? What was it that caused Dustin to kind of step in?
Someone commented Bernard did building damage. I don't know how severe.
He got put in timeout.
Clip into the wall was brutal. Okay, so noted. You hit a wall during the show.
Don't do
You're
that.
not going to be able to drive.
Don't do that. Not right now.
Hey, you did that in the corner right now. Think about what you just did.
Monster Jam is serious about that shit, and they will sit out whoever. It don't matter who it is. At one point, they got fed up with all that. They started setting people out. We saw it happen with Cody Saucier, of all people. I mean, who else did that happen to last year? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head.
Didn't Becky get sit down too?
I don't think so. No, she wasn't set out.
I thought it was a female driver. I could have swore last year was a female driver that had to sit out a weekend. Becky stepped in for somebody. That's right. Becky stepped in for maybe Kayla Blood driving Soldier Fortune, I think, when she did some building damage. Oh, he dropped the
I just about threw my microphone. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. I believe Kayla Blood was the one that caused some sort of building damage in arena shows, so Becky had to step in.
And Monster Jam Daily's comment is correct as well. Haley Gala did some building damage in 2018. I was on that tour. Steven Sims stepped in and filled the seat of Scooby-Doo for the rest of that tour. So Monster Jam is serious about building damage. So we don't know how long Bernard Light will be punished for hitting the wall, but we also enjoy seeing Dustin Brown get back in the seat, Harley.
Yeah. Let's move on to the second arena show. I believe this is Newark, New Jersey. So for show 1, we had Lindsay Reed take home the racing win, and Kristen Anderson took home the skills and overall, and Elvis in Mohawk Warrior took home the donut and freestyle win for show 1. And then show 2, we had Elvis take home racing skills, freestyle, and overall, and Lindsay take home the donuts win. And I believe there was another show today, but I don't have the results for that one just because it came later. But I'm sure someone in the comments will probably let me know who won.
Because let's be honest, people that pay attention to our show know a lot more than us.
Pretty much.
I like this Bob Dovetail who keeps commenting down here. He is on fire tonight with his comments. I love it. Where's our Jimmy guy at? I know he likes to get on here and he'll spit straight fire down there in the comment section as well. But y'all are lighting it up there in the comment section. We love it.
Wait a minute. Was Todd running in the show this weekend?
Yeah, he actually took home a racing win today. I know that.
There we go. Okay, I was going to say, we got another weekend where Todd didn't win anything, and Tweety's just sitting here in the corner, just kind of
No, he made it to the finals. Was there 2 shows today, Harley? I can't remember. Or was it 1 show? But
might have been yesterday. He made it to the finals in racing.
He made it to the finals in racing, lost to Elvis, and today he obviously made it to the finals today and won.
See, Monster Jam Daily has my results for me. Todd won racing, Kristen won skills, Lindsay won donuts, Elvis won freestyle, and Lindsay won overall.
There you go,
so
Lindsay.
Across the board, everyone gets a win almost.
Yeah, you get a win. You get a win.
And the independents just get to sit in the corner and just be like, well, we showed up.
Well, I think we got one more Monster Jam video.
We do.
And spoiler alert, same show type. They all drove in circles.
There's a pod in the center. Everybody raced. I think this one was time trial racing, wasn't it?
My bad. Okay.
That's okay. I don't mind hearing that.
All right. This is Denver, Colorado. For show 1, we had Tyler Menninga take home racing skills, freestyle, and overall. And Colton and Max D took home the donuts win. And then show 2, Tyler Menninga took home racing, donuts, and overall. And Colton won skills. And Caleb Blood won freestyle for show 2. Show 3, we had Tyler Menninga take home racing and donuts. And then Colton and Max D took home skills, freestyle, and overall. So it seemed like it was back and forth between Tyler and Colton all weekend in Denver.
Now, is that the last result that you have there?
I believe there might be one more show.
Okay.
This Denver, Colorado.
So, fun fact, this show in Denver, Colorado was pretty close to another monster truck show that happened in Colorado as well, in Loveland, Colorado. If anybody who knows who was supposed to be at this show right here, there's supposed to be another set of independent trucks, and there wasn't. Dave Too Tall Olfert in Jurassic Attack was supposed to be there with his teammate Hunter Souza, and I believe Wrecking Machine. You notice Too Tall is not there. This would be why. Dave Too Tall Olfert tested positive for COVID just before this race. So he had to sit out this weekend. Now he has to quarantine for 2 weeks. Checked in with Too Tall. He's actually doing really well. He's in good spirits. He's actually, I think he's COVID negative right now. Is a pretty quick turnaround for him. But that's why he wasn't at this show. Now, this video is coming to a close. It kind of works out all right. Now, you see Paul Jensen is there. So I'm sorry about that. Paul Jensen ended up coming to the show and filling in for Too Tall. However, he wasn't driving Too Tall's truck. Too Tall's actual chassis was right down the road in Loveland, Colorado, with a kamikaze body on it. Making his debut at the toughest monster truck tour was Hunter Souza driving kamikaze. Obviously, I don't know if he had Too Tall seat in there as well, but we can go ahead, Harlan, and get that toughest monster truck tour show footage rolling. What a badass show this turned out to be, Austin. All 3 shows were absolutely phenomenal. That right there is good old Josh Gibson driving Bigfoot 21, coming back out of retirement. And here's a little in-cab footage with Josh Gibson driving that truck. He had a phenomenal night Friday night. He won racing, and he actually won the overall. Now, Josh hasn't been at a toughest show since 2019. This is Jerry Beck.
I love
going for a ride with Jerry Beck and some wheelies. Josh hasn't been in a foot truck at a toughest monster truck show since 2019. Obviously, won racing in the overall Friday night. That was huge. Jerry Beck won freestyle, and Vendetta won wheelies night 1. And then, honestly, from then on out, it was basically the Vendetta show from then on out. Mike Christensen, not kamikaze, Vendetta had a crazy weekend. He was going balls to the walls, going all out, when in doubt, throttle out. That was his model this past weekend. And here you got Paige Johnson. Her Vendetta RC blew up, and she was really upset about it.
Paige,
so,
I'm sorry.
Paige, if you're watching, we were paying attention to you. I understand. Well, Austin, I know you understand heartache with RCs as well, man.
Oh my gosh, dude! I was supposed to bring my Traxxas with me on vacation because we got like woods and dirt and sand everywhere, and I've been watching a lot of Big America RC stuff on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm like, man, I could do that, and none of my parts showed up in time. So after vacation, I got to go all the way back to Jackson and actually fix my RC truck. But dude, I just love the toughest monster truck tour. I'm sorry, but when it comes to having an arena show that's jam packed full of action, that's the way to do it.
Yes,
crush cars, big obstacles in such a tight space. I mean, sometimes when you see these guys go for these jumps, they look like they're about to hit the rafters. It's crazy. And it's such a small space in order to cram that much action. It's awesome. Well, like we've been talking about, and I know a lot of people are probably sick of us dogging on it, but listen, Monster Jam arena shows they suck. It's the same thing no matter where you go, whether it's in California, New
Don't know
York,
yet,
Florida,
you know
Michigan.
now.
It's terrible. We don't care for arena shows because it's the same show over and over and over again.
So back at that toughest show, let's see. At the second show, we had, let's see, Vendetta won the wheelie competition, skills and freestyle at Saturday night's show. At show one on Saturday, Vendetta won racing, freestyle, and the overall, but Jerry Beck won the wheelies competition. So it was basically a Team Throttle Monster weekend there, but it was really nice to see Josh Gibson back in Bigfoot. I love getting in cab footage with Jerry Beck, watching him ride wheelies. We saw Timothy Jones spill over backwards trying to hit a wheelie in the wheelie competition. So like you said, that Toughest Monster Truck Tour, it's straight fire. If y'all have never got the chance, sign up and go to see a Toughest Monster Truck Tour when it comes anywhere near you. Don't worry about the Monster Jam Arena shows. They clearly ain't changing anytime soon. You want to go see a Toughest Monster Truck Tour. Now, Harley, we're going to move on a little bit. I know you had another announcement concerning Monster Jam and something that they're possibly up to right now. And I'll go ahead and let you fill in, everybody.
I do have a few notes for Monster Jam.
Boy.
So if you don't know what Monster Jam Thunder Alley is, it's basically a little experience at theme parks that they do where you get to ride a truck, you learn about the trucks, and you even see drivers sometimes doing autographs and stuff. So we have Monster Jam Thunder Alley coming back starting September 11th through October 10th at, I believe it's Carowinds theme park. Is that how you would pronounce that? And then we also have Thunder Alley coming to Worlds of Fun in Kansas City, October 23rd.
Now, this is something without getting into politics, without discussing, the future of our nation, in depth. It does sound like things are still getting back to normal, even though we've got a lot of COVID rumors, a lot of speculation going on there.
Theme parks, because they have been kind of more strict with COVID. So I'm surprised to see them going to theme parks so quickly.
It's looking like things are opening back up, kind of getting back to normal. So I'm actually pretty damn pumped to see this, Austin Spence.
So I think what they're going to do in the ride trucks is, in airplanes, anytime there's an accident, they have those breathers that kind of come down. That's what you have to wear when you're riding on a ride truck. Just these like big mask respirators. I'm just kidding. It's cool to see that they're actually like traveling and going back and doing this, because we know that the company spent a lot of money on these trucks. Not to mention Harley's dad built both of these ride trucks, which are stout, state of the art.
A huge part of building Thunder Alley for sure.
Exactly. The trucks and chassis and everything are awesome. I just wish the body department would have done a little bit better job on Digger, because Grave Digger just looks like it got stung by a bee. That nose just does not look good.
And to answer John Cado's question, no, we do not still need a mask here in Texas. That's kind of up to restaurants and what they want to do.
Maybe he's asking for Thunder Alley, maybe.
Oh, for Thunder
Alley, I'm not sure. Most likely, you're still required to wear a face mask going to a theme park. So I would say most likely, but that could change in a month from now.
Mike Comerford said that he will be at the Bigfoot's open house September 25th. That's a day after my birthday. I know that'll be a good time. I love the Bigfoot's planning their open houses. They're always a huge success. Now, we are almost to the big announcement. We've got just a couple more things to go over. Harley, I know you want to go ahead and get everybody filled in on this just last little tidbit here.
Yeah, so Monster Jam's event in Hagerstown. It looks like we have Matt Cody coming back in Iron Warrior, Mike Waters Jr. coming back in Overkill, and we also have Tim Mente coming in Storm Damage. And then still to be announced drivers as well.
Okay, from Steve Sims' team. All right.
I'm just saying, because we've seen this with Steve Sims. He's been getting a lot of some of the old guys. I want to see Steve Sims get Chad Tingler and Chucky Pauken in his trucks for that weekend and just stomp Adam and Cynthia on that show.
Hell yeah, man. I'd love to see that. What else we got, Harley? Is that it?
All right. This is my last thing, and then we can get on to the big announcement. So for the Glendale, Arizona show on October 2nd, we have Armando Castro that's going to be in a stadium show. So that's pretty exciting. And we also have Camden Murphy coming back in your favorite truck in the world.
Oh man, can we just put him in a different truck?
I think Camden fits.
I gotta agree.
On Dragon a lot better than Ryan for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Camden's an awesome dude, honestly, like on and off the track. I love Camden. I'm super excited to see that he's coming back. Here's my question, though. There is 2 additional trucks to be announced down there. Now, this is Glendale, Arizona, so this is obviously on the west coast of everything. Obviously, you got everybody there on Throttle Monster that's going to be a part of that show. So who do you guys think is going to fill in for those last 2 spots? Because clearly, if you know how Monster Jam does things, typically there is about, let's see, there's mostly company trucks. Then there's like a couple handful of, independent trucks. So these last 2 spots clearly are going to be for independent drivers. But who do you guys think is going to fill in?
Maybe the Swanson team, because they were in Glendale earlier this year.
The Swansons would probably be a good fit to go out there. Now, I would not be surprised if you see the Pack of the Reels make that trip all the way out there. They've done it many times before. So, I mean, you could potentially be seeing them coming back. I don't know if the Garners are going to be busy that weekend, if they're going to be there as well, but they could potentially be filling that seat. And I wouldn't count the Cretans in on a show like that, though. I don't know if the Cretans are just done with Monster Jam. That's a different conversation for another time.
Well, it looks like it might not be the Swansons because they already have a show booked that same weekend.
Okay.
So we can cross the Swanson off that list.
I think Dan Cheech Agoff says it's going to be Bigfoot and Snakebite, and I like that comment. Let's get them out there. Hell yeah.
Well, we know it ain't going to be the Ram team, so who else is going to be? I really like someone's Andrew where it says Kalen Miguez and Travis Mowry. I think seeing those 2 in a stadium would be really awesome.
Travis
really
is a
cool.
good stadium driver. I'd love to see Travis get out there and tear that big ass track up down there in Glendale. Now, are we ready?
I think we are.
Are we ready for the big announcement for what we've been talking about for the last couple of days, what we've been working tirelessly on for months now? It has finally come here. Austin Spence, Harley, and myself, along with Austin's wife, some other special people behind the scenes that we're going to talk about in just a minute. We have not once on this show asked for a donation. We've not started a GoFundMe. We're not into the whole charity thing. We want something that y'all can tag in on and get something in return and be a part of our journey as well here on the Throttle Out Show. So, Austin, Harley, Katie, as well as myself, have been working on what is now called the Throttle Out Show website, www.thethrottleoutshow.com. And you go to that website right there and get you some of this good merch right here.
Like a little sneak peek of what they can see on the website.
Why not? Go ahead. Give them a little sneak peek. Go ahead. Here is our website. Harley's been working tirelessly on this. That's me hitting an angle grinder on an old Dodge Ram back there in the background. You see Austin Spence posted up against a good old Venom monster truck tire right there. And we've got all kinds of goodies out there. You see that shirt right there? Go back up to that 88 mile per hour shirt. That's what Harley is wearing right now. That shirt was created, or that graphic anyways, Austin Spence and Taylor Andes, also known as Jams_Customs_official, really went all out on that design right there for that shirt. And they built the 88 mile per hour shirt. Austin, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit more about that?
So me and Taylor have actually been friends for quite a while, and I actually got to kind of know the kid back when I used to work for Feld, and I was actually kind of a fan of his, following him on Instagram, seeing all of his stuff on, just the amount of talent that he has. And for a little while, shortly when we started talking, like he just kind of stopped, and I kind of reached out to him like, hey man, like why you haven't posted in a couple of months? Like what's going on? And we were just kind of going back and forth, and turns out his tablet died. So I went out of my way, used some of my overtime money at Monster Jam, bought him a tablet, got him back into it. And his very first artwork that he made with that new tablet was the 3D ice zombie. And the guy is super talented. He's actually made multiple truck designs. Actually, Zach Gardner's Wild Side, he designed that along with Ryan Albin's OCD Meltdown truck. He had a huge part in designing that for the Monster Jam Superstore. So being able to sit down and talk with him and build a friendship with him. And he's kind of a nerd as well, because in case you guys don't know, the shirt is kind of themed a little bit around the Back to the Future franchise, the 88 mile an hour. We didn't put a DeLorean monster truck on the shirt because, well, let's be honest, DeLoreans don't look all that great. So I just kind of gave him an idea. It's like we're both kind of sci-fi nerds. It's like let's kind of run with it. And I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm really looking forward to future projects that we have in store with him. Halloween's coming around the corner, so is the other holidays. So he's gearing up for some big stuff coming to our website.
So this shirt right here, remember when in doubt, throttle out, is called the Python shirt. So get you some of that.
Sorry,
I need to get more. Also, for all those big guys out there, we've also incorporated you because I'm also a big boy. So we have shirt sizes that go all the way up to 5X because I know going and supporting some of these independents out there, they only go up to 2XL. You know, and I'm sorry, but unless I'm going to buy 2 shirts, cut them in half, and like sew them together myself, I'm just not going to fit in a 2XL. So to
Spencer's just saying
there's stuff out there for everybody. We got blankets, mat.
Technical difficulties going on. Hold on.
Spencer's just saying that we got big guy shirts. We got the 3, the 4, the 5XL even on most of our shirts. And this is something, like I said, we've been working tirelessly on. We wanted the big guy shirts. We know that's important to a lot of fans out there, a lot of monster truck fans. And they're all nice material too. You know, this shirt and the big guy shirts as well. These are all very comfortable shirts to work in and work around. These are all nice screen printed shirts. We even have high vis shirts on there as well for all you crew guys, for all you guys that are working and gals working behind the scenes at monster truck shows. We got high vis stuff. We've got phone covers. I've got mine right here, y'all. Check this out. Just like the lid, the logo on my hat. This logo right here is created by Austin Spence. We call this the Attitude logo. We
have mug or tumblers and mugs. Show them your mug.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got a good old coffee mug over here. It's got some water in it right now. But
we got a good question for Monster Jam updates. Will they shrink in the dryer?
Yes, they will. They're just like typical, 100% cotton shirts. They will shrink in the dryer. So if you look at me, I'm wearing a large. I'm about 6 foot, 185, 190 pounds. This is what a large looks like on a good old boy.
Would you say they're pretty true to size? Like if you bought a large anywhere else?
Yeah, but when you got cannons like mine, they are pretty snug in the sleeves, though. So you got that going against me right now, I guess. No, they are pretty true to size.
I'd say for women, at least, they are pretty true to size because I'm usually small and everything, so small.
They are all what we call the unisex shirt, so it's for both guys and gals. We got a little bit, for everybody on the website. We even got blankets, y'all. These really nice, super soft, badass throw blankets.
It is super soft. We're not just saying that. We got one in, and it is super soft.
This flag back here, you can buy this flag. You can buy this flag on our website as well, Austin.
I mean, yeah, man. I like I said, I need to get a whole new credit card just to buy our own stuff. But I freaking love it, man. And not to mention, we got so much other stuff that we got coming at you guys for the holidays.
And yes, there is a discount code on there. If you go straight to our homepage, you can check it out. The discount code is called The Launch, all caps. You just type that in there because it is the launch of our website. That'll get you 15% off one shirt when you buy the first shirt. So basically like 1 for 1 at 15% off. So there's a little bit of discount for our launch to get us up and running. Most of our shipping is through USPS, which kind of sucks, but we can't really do anything about that right now. We're working on that to get that a little better. And bear with us, y'all. We've not run a business like this before, so we're learning as we go. Any comments, any constructive criticism you have for us, hit us with it. There is a comment section on that website. Yep. You can shoot us a message directly, and we get it instantly. We've already checked that, tried that out, so that works pretty good for us.
Mm-hmm. I like this comment. Oh, wait. Good Lord, Tweety, have another sip of vodka. # water.
It's water, brother. Look, it's water. Promise.
Now we got a question. When is expected delivery, or is that out of your guys' control?
It is definitely out of our control. And
but
also,
honestly, we haven't waited that long. No. Maybe a week, maybe.
Yeah,
since we ordered.
It's typical, just standard shipping. Now, I will say, all of our stuff, we use third party for most of our stuff. What I mean by that is a lot of our stuff gets made right on demand. Like all of our stuff isn't sitting in a warehouse. It's already made. We actually have guys who make our stuff on demand. So when you click order, we get the notifications, we get the approval, we go through, we hit it, and we have our guys and our gals make it for us, and it'll get shipped to you. So it'll probably spend a day or two in production and then get shipped to you. But most of our stuff, it's standard shipping time, 3 to 5 business days. I've got stuff in the mail as soon as 3 to 4, I think 4 days maybe. And then some other stuff took a little over a week. So it's typical standard USPS and dealing with that. Like I said, we're not crazy about the USPS. We're going to try to get in touch with our guy Spence over here with FedEx and maybe get some UPS in there as well in the future. All right.
That doesn't mean I'm going to deliver everything to your door. That's out of my control.
Sorry, Spence won't personally deliver you all your Throttle Out gear.
As much as I would love to do that.
But this is something, that is very, very important to us, because anything that we ever take from the show, it goes right back into the show. We all have our full-time jobs or work overtime, and it just goes right back into the show because we know we can provide y'all with the best inside scoop on these monster truck shows and what's going on in the monster truck world. I know y'all want to know what's happening between, this show this weekend in Denver, what's going to happen next weekend. We want to get y'all the inside scoop on all that. And Austin's been traveling around to a lot of shows. So anything that we get through the merch, it goes right back into our show so we can provide the best coverage for you as well. We're constantly upgrading our equipment, the way we run things around here. And we just thank y'all so much. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us. We have come such a long way in February of this year. I can't believe how far we've actually grown. But Harley, I think, were you looking at the hats just now?
Yeah, because someone commented, do you not have hats? And I just want to make sure that they were on there.
Get this lid right here. Now, we'll let y'all know, this is a flat bill. It's the only flat bill that we have. The rest of them are trucker hats with the curved bill.
Look at this comment from Jimmy. Dr. Pepper logo converted into the Throttle Out logo.
Oh, no.
Jimmy. You guys have been slacking.
There's Jimmy.
Oh, no.
Jimmy.
Just for that, we're going to have to send Jimmy a royalty check.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Throttle Out stickers. Okay, so Throttle Out stickers.
Yes, I was going to say we got a question for stickers. So Spence has been working on stickers for a while. That's kind of his wheelhouse. And like I said, y'all, we are going to be adding stuff to this. This is our job now. This is what we're doing. So we're going to be adding stuff to it. We're going to be having new products come out. We're already on the hunt for what we're going to be looking at throughout the next quarter and the start of next year. This isn't just a put up something and it's done. So don't sleep on us and get these shirts while they're available now, because we're already working on new designs. I mean, especially after the last comment by Jimmy, we got to be making a Dr. Pepper themed shirt now, but we're constantly working on not just new designs, but new products as well. There were a few products out there, probably about 3 or 4 products that didn't make the cut for this launch, but will actually be available for the next launch. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. Yes, it is a secret, but we're constantly going to be adding stuff to this. Y'all be able to support us, and thank y'all so much. Harley Johnson, what else you got for everybody?
I mean, I'm just looking at all the comments here.
I mean, are y'all liking it so far? Looks like it.
It looks like it.
Lee Plato, we would rock Throttle Out logos on our trucks. That's awesome. We love to get you some decals and get y'all rocking, maybe even a flag or two. If y'all wouldn't mind running a flag, we'd send you one.
I mean, just a bunch of support from in the comments right now from everybody. And yes, Grandma, it is made in the USA. Yep.
Damn straight. Yeah. All of our stuff is 100% made in the USA. It'll say the Throttle Out show when you get it in the mail. And obviously there's more to come, with all this. The awkward silence. Yeah, I was thinking Spence was going to say something. He's got a little bit of a lag up there.
Sorry, that was my bad. Like it was breaking up for a minute. I'm like, I don't know if it's my turn to talk.
Now Lee says we have 2 empty flag holes, so maybe we need to make some, Throttle Out flags and send it to him.
That's got a point.
We also forgot to mention our last episode. We said Spence had sent Tweety a bunch of gifts, And we did open them off air, and we will show you guys a few of the things that Spence gave Tweety.
So here's the first one. Somebody sent me a crushed up Monster Energy can, and I was like, man, what the heck is that about? And then I turned it around and look at this nonsense. Look at this crazy-ish right here. This is off the wall. I've never seen anything like this before. Like, it is literally a monster can.
So I wanted to give a shout out because I found this guy off of Instagram. His name is like the official Ben Gibson. He's a TikTok artist. You guys can find him on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. He actually takes commission on these monster cans. And I messaged the dude. I'm like, hey man, like one of my good buddies is a former crew chief of the actual Monster Energy monster truck. What do I gotta do to get one? And he's like, dude, I'd be honored to make it. So go find him on Instagram. Go find him on TikTok. The official Ben Gibson, super nice dude. He is in Canada, so Maple Leaf land, so you do got to pay a little bit in Canadian, but it's worth it. It's high quality, and the dude makes awesome stuff.
And then also in that care package, like he said, I used to work on the Monster Energy truck with Todd LeDuc driving, so I'm obviously going to be a Todd LeDuc fan. He sent me a Metal Militia plushie. Obviously, Todd, you should drive the Metal Militia. He sent me 2 of these. I got 2 of these suckers. One's brand new, still in the package as well. And then the other one I got, Jimmy, I know you're listening right now. I got a Dr. Pepper mini fridge, and it is so badass because my first initial thought was, okay, I got plenty of Dr. Pepper in the fridge, but I can store even more cold Dr. Peppers and keep them right here next to me near the set. So thank you so much, sir.
Not a problem, buddy.
So for those of y'all who tuned in tonight, and for those of y'all who go to our merch store and y'all support us, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We've been working at this relentlessly since the idea ever creeped up in our heads, just not even a year ago. You know what I mean? We have grown so much. If you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, please do. That really helps us out a lot. Like us and follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. Remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Peace out, y'all. Go to throttleoutshow.com and check out vixenindustries.com. Good night, everybody. Out.